Hello and welcome to our next day of learning of the laws of Lashon Hara. We're actually going to skip around in the book a little bit now because I want to spend the next few times discussing times that it is actually permissible to speak Lashon Hara, toeles. This is probably the number one question I've gotten since I've started this series is, what about when I need to speak Lashon Hara? And there are times when Lashon Hara is not considered. See, Lashon Hara is negative. Lashon Hara is evil speech, bad speech. But there are times when it is actually a good thing where you need to speak Lashon Hara. Now, there's rules to that, right? I can't just decide, oh, I think it's really good to speak Lashon Hara today about him because he's really annoying me. It's a real topic, and we are going to get into that. Today we're going to start with somebody who is in the category of a Rasha. They are considered a decreed upon Rasha who intentionally defies God's law. Now, I'm not talking about somebody who we said before was a tinok shenishba, who is unaware of what they're doing, who didn't grow up with it, who, is totally not doing it to be a sinner, but somebody who does things very, very specifically. They ignore the rabbis. In that case, it's actually a mitzvah to publicize them so people know to stay away from them. So the most obvious case I can think about is a case where somebody refuses to give somebody a get. They refuse to divorce a woman in the Jewish court. Now, according to the law, if a woman is still considered married, she's not allowed to remarry, and she becomes an aguna. So somebody who intentionally will not give a get so that his ex-wife cannot remarry is considered a Rasha. If they have been warned, if the beis din, the Jewish court, has told them that they are obligated to now divorce their wife and they just decide they're going to run away, or they're going to ignore them, or they're going to hide from the beis din, then in that case, it's actually a mitzvah for people to publicize that he is someone who does not give his wife a get. Stores are allowed to excommunicate him, refuse to let him shop in there. So cases like that where somebody is really deliberately a bad person, a Rasha, again, not just because you don't like them or you think they're annoying, but there's somebody who has been warned and they're still not heeding the ways of the Torah, even though they were told, you're doing something evil, then in that case, you are allowed to speak badly of them. Now, the Chavetz Chaim does point out that if before speaking, one should be sure that his intentions are honorable. If someone hates this individual for personal reasons, then he should not be the one to publicize the person's misdeeds. So if I also happen to hate this guy from years ago, I don't need to be the one to publicize that he's a horrible person and he won't give his wife a get. Someone else can do that, because I'm also coming not from an altruistic perspective fully. I'm also have my own, no gaya b'davar, my own feelings towards it. I have my own invested interest in publicizing how bad they are. But if others, but if I don't have vested interests and I really just want to, make sure people know that this man needs to be, you just need to stay away from him, he's a Rasha, he's an evil person, then you are allowed to. And before we were talking about all the times that we must judge somebody favorably, but in this case, if there's a Rasha and there's a situation where they might have done something wrong but you don't know for sure, you are actually supposed to judge them that they for sure did something wrong, because now they've already been put in a category where they need to be made known that this is a dangerous person. And the Chavetz Chaim just goes on to say that, we obviously believe in shalom and peace. It's a tremendous virtue in Judaism, but we also believe in doing what's tov, what's right, what's good. And in the case of someone who's truly evil, it's important and good for others to know and be warned that this is someone that's dangerous and important to stay away from. Hopefully that will help them mend their ways. Many times it has been successful. And someone who was doing things that were evil, they were a crook, they were stealing from lots of shuls and situations and companies and whatever it was, sometimes publicizing it has helped the person repent and change their ways. So that is today's lesson. And next time we're going to talk more about when there is toeles in speaking Lashon Hara about someone. Again, not necessarily publicizing, but if someone calls you about a shidduch, about a business partner, what are you supposed to do? We will get to that next time. Have a great day, and thank you for learning with me.